Look at this. Lovely big eel on smelt. Way back he goes. Whoa. That's what you're up again. I have to say now that was my first eel on dead baits. I knew there was something fairly funny about the take. It was very negative. But there you go. I've been told they're here anyway, so I seen it for myself. First fish, big eel. Didn't even get a hold of him. Right folks, just having a wee dead bait session here on the lake, and we just had our first fish there, as you've seen. Surprisingly an eel. first eel on dead bait, so I'm happy with that. I don't mind. A lot of people don't like catching them. It was a good buzz for me there, just to see something different. And that brings me to my next bait, which is going to be herring, and I'm going to pump it up, and why not, with Rebel Pike flavoured eel. Probably a good tactic when they're in the area and they're flat in the bottom. My baits are flat in the bottom, so if they're feeding on eel, hopefully this spices them up. Yeah, it's a lovely morning, lovely foggy morning, as you can see there. It's chilly enough as well. It's bearable though, but hopefully that will turn them on. The place is absolutely alive here with bait fish. So yeah, hopefully there's a wee bit more action for you, and stay tuned. So I just want to show you these here for anyone who doesn't have bait boats. These are a really good job. So you basically cut all your dead baits up, you stuff them in here, and that little spring in the bottom, when that hits the water, it opens and all the bait drops. So it's basically for pre-baiting or feeding areas. In this case, I've 2 cut up smelt sitting in the middle of this, and I'm going to throw them up around my baits, and hopefully again that will just attract the fish into the swim. So it's really, really simple. When that hits the water, it just opens up, all the bait drops. And when this comes back to you, that's how it's presented there, with all the bait dropped out of it. And they're really good. They're, if you don't have a bait boat, as I said, and you need the quick fix, you fill this up, that hits the water, it opens up like that, and it drops all your bait. So you're basically pre-baiting an area using a little device there that looks like some weird rocket. But yeah, they're a good job, and they're very, very light. That's only a 20 to 60 gram rod, and that takes it no problem and throws it as far as I want. So that's just another little tactic and a little tip for you when you're dead baiting. Right folks, here's a run. What I'm doing here is I'm just feeling down the line for that fish. We can feel a couple of knocks. The fish is still there anyway. I'm going to wind down, I'm going to hit the fish. Yeah, there's a fish on. Doesn't feel to be a big fish though, but it's a fish. Fish is off, and you know what it was? It was another eel. I just seen it on top of the water. It looks like the eels are looking to feed today. Again on a small smelt. I've been getting a lot of drop runs in on this lake this past while, and I've been wondering, was I doing it right or was I doing it wrong? And that's just showed me what's going on here. That was the second eel of this morning. Now, when I said that was a small fish, it was a bigger eel than the last one. But that's surely what's happening. Well, look, we'll get them back out and we'll give them another go. I'm just going to actually inject this bait here when it's out of the water. That's just amazing. If you were here looking for eels, you wouldn't catch them. And there's two hookups in the space of an hour. Just turn that clam off. Reset the swinger, lamb back on, bait runner. But there you go, 2 eels. Well, one on the bank and the other one wiggled himself off near the bank. But yeah, look, they have to feed as well, and they're hungry. But today the lake smelt. So that's what my line and my rig looks like when I get it back. An absolute mess. An absolute mess. They put you up in a serious mess. It just takes a little bit of patience to fix that. But yeah, there you have it. A day of eels. I've never caught an eel on dead bait in my life, and all of a sudden I've 3 in the one day. Well, look, as I said, it's a bit of action. It came as a surprise, and they are obviously feeding. And it's not only smelt the lake, they clearly like herring as well. What happened next came by no surprise. Another drop run, and clearly another eel. What we've done next was we've moved swim, as this was not an eel session and indeed a pike session. So we got the rods, we moved off, and we started fishing for pike. I'm happy now that we've solved the problem on the drop run situation. And how we solved that was we scaled down on hook sizes and we scaled down on bait sizes, all to find out that it was eels, lifting them baits and running off with them. Folks, I'd like to thank everyone who's watching the channel, and if you can subscribe, that would be great. And until next time, tight lines. that was a decent run. Just lost that fish, but look, we get it back out. That's the way it goes.